That time of year for spooky stuff's upon us. Halloween week and the scary fun is here now. We're going to mark out about all the horror. Mark out Mania. We're live this Saturday morning. Mark out Mania. Halloween weekend special time now.
All right. Good job, Pedro.
I know it's maybe a little out there. It's the Shocker, the theme from Shocker. But hola, amigos, and welcome to the Halloween special of Mark Out Mania. Oh, what's this? We have a ghoul over here, and I'm going out. During my introductions, we have an extreme ghoul. It's James Sorno. How are you?
I am good, my friend. I am good. I'm hanging out with Brundlefly and a Negro Modelo, so I'm killing it right now. Yeah,
Oh no. The gods are angry. It's the God of Thunder.
God of
King
Thunder.
Dark. How are you?
Oh no.
That noise?
Zeus, how are you? Can you hear us?
Oh no.
What is this? Oh boy. That's not me. That's all I know.
Zeus, are you there? Earth to Zeus. Ground control to Major Tom.
You must be having some issues.
Yeah.
Oh no. We will get to Zeus when
the gods are angry indeed.
We will get to Zeus when we can.
Woo!
Oh my God. So James, how's it going?
It's going good, Pedro. It's going good, brother. You know, just hanging out here. You know, I got my brother in the house today, so you know we're gonna be acting up a little wild, and we're gonna try to watch some wrestling and some horror shit today. So we'll see what's going on. Hopefully, it'll be all good.
Zeus, you back with us?
Yeah. Audio went wonky.
Yeah, I thought one of you was doing like some electricity sound effect or something. I was like, whoa.
I couldn't
so, Zeus, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, besides the technical issues, everything okay over there?
Yeah. Other than my frequent trips to school when I'm not in class, they're doing great.
That guy's moving fast like the Wicked Witch of the West. Going back and forth to school.
We're gonna do lots of talk about horror movies, TV, whatever whatever fun stuff. But let's get to some of the wrestling stuff before we get to the spooky stuff, or a mixture of both. James, you watched NXT's Halloween Havoc this week, right?
Yes, I did, sir. Yes, I did. It was okay. It was no takeover, that's for sure. I just put it to like this. NXT, the powers that be at NXT, they wanted to put the gold on Toxic Attraction. Well, mission accomplished. Okay, so GD Dolan and JC Jane are the NXT Women Tag Team Champions, and that triple threat 3-way tag team match, which was a little sloppy, but it had the spot of the night with Io Shirai coming off and flying off the ladder onto the other ladder. That was sick. It was good stuff, but all those girls shouldn't be in that match. It looked a little sloppy. It was okay, it had its moments, but it wasn't anything crazy. Dolan and Jane are your new tag team champions, so you kind of knew right there that it's only a matter of time before Mandy Rose gets the strap. And sure enough, her match with Raquel Gonzalez, which was that was one of the worst matches I've seen in a long time. I've never seen Raquel Gonzalez have a bad match until Halloween Havoc. It just didn't flow right. You could hear her calling out spots. You could hear, Now I know you're supposed to protect. You're supposed to protect Mandy Rose. You're not going to get her dirty. You're not going to mess up her face. Blah blah blah. But I mean, come on, man. You got to throw a couple of kicks to the head. Somebody, I mean, it looked like she was really trying to protect her. The match it was garbage match in my opinion. I did not like it at all. And you know what? There's got to be a better way to give up the belt from Raquel Gonzalez. I mean, it almost like she lost it unceremoniously. I know you want to put the straps on Mandy Rose. I know you want a Toxic Attraction to be the face of NXT. I get it, and cool, but it's got to be a better way of putting the straps on them. But it was okay. That's fine. Braun Breaker and fucking Tommaso Ciampa was good. That was actually a good match.
I heard I didn't see it, but I heard there was some kind of botch in the match. But
Braun Breaker was supposed to come off like the middle rope, and drop an elbow or something, but he slipped and he fell right on his face. And and good job, Ciampa. He played it off. He worked it into the match.
Oh, that's good.
So as soon as his face hit the mat, here comes Ciampa's boot. So it was done right, Yeah, there was a couple botches actually, not just one.
Okay.
But it was a good match. I mean, they were hard hitting. Braun Breaker was, Braun Breaker was pulling no punches. He was hitting, he was hitting Ciampa, and that's a big dude, man. But I give kudos to Ciampa. Like he was the ultimate professional. He took it. He didn't feel the need to give a seat. He just struck a little harder. It was a hard hitting. It was a good match, and like he actually retained his NXT championship. It was good. The pay-per-view in general, Halloween Havoc could have been a lot better. It was missing Shotzi Blackheart, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, she hosted it last year.
Yeah, it was awesome last year. Yeah,
and those outfits.
She had a lot. She had a lot of great costumes and things for leading up to this year. There was some really cool. Makeup and face paint and costuming she did this year.
She's saw awesome.
On her social media.
I love Shotzi Blackheart. She's awesome.
She's the perfect person. She should have been on the they should have had her in all the ads for it. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
You got somebody that's putting that much effort into having fun on for a holiday and an event like that, you should take advantage of that.
Yeah, if the WWE is doing any Halloween themed anything, she should show up, even if she's not on that brand or whatever. They should just have her host it. That's what they should.
Yeah.
You know what they should have. Oh, I was gonna say on the network, but they don't have the network anymore. I was gonna say they should have shown that Kane's movie. And had her host it like Elvira or something.
That would have been hot, yeah. This is Shotzi Blackheart. Come in and get ready to watch See No Evil. Oh man, but it was you had LA Knight and the other clown trying to host it. They were both dressed as the same. It just is stupid. It just didn't work. I wasn't impressed with the pay-per-view.
Wasn't there something with Chucky?
Yeah. Chucky's the one who he called the matches. Because you know how they spin the wheel, and it tells you what match you get, right? So it kept landing on Chucky's choice. So they were shooting over to Chucky, who'd be on his couch. He's actually watching Halloween Havoc through a TV, so you can see him watching the pay-per-view as we're watching it. And he's like, "Oh, I choose a ladder match," and it was like that and shit. It was It was like that. It was all right, It was made for kids, you could tell.
Right.
So, and everybody in the stands were all dressed up. They were in Halloween costumes and shit like that. So you saw Hogan in the sand. You saw Savage. I think I saw I think I saw somebody doing a Walter. That seems kind of cool, but yeah.
I
It's all
think
right.
I think they said that Chucky's, his new TV show, he's like the good guy.
Yeah, it's something like that. I haven't seen the whole. I saw like half of the first episode,
Yeah, like
but I have to get back
he goes
into it.
after he
It's
goes after
everywhere though.
bad people or something.
Yeah. He's like Dexter. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like like he's on USA and Sci-Fi. He's on everywhere now. It's like the guy's he's a TV star.
I'll tell you a weird little story about Chucky right now. So one of my sister is a first grade teacher, and she has a student who's been crazy about Chucky. Like she has the doll, and she is always talking about Chucky, and she wants to be Chucky and for Halloween and all this kind of stuff. I was like, I never heard of a kid in first grade being so into Chucky. That's to speak to what you were saying about him being everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's so funny because if you think about it, Universal owns the greatest monster movies of all time. They got Frankenstein, Dracula, they have the Mummy and Wolfman, right? Those are the classic Universal monsters.
Yeah.
And it's a little fucking doll that's made more money than all of them put together. All of them put together for Universal. It's a fucking Chucky.
Wow.
So it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it was an okay Halloween Havoc. It definitely missed Shotzi Blackheart. She should have been a part of it. I agree with you, Pedro. She, even if she's not on the brand, you just got to stick her in it,
Mm-hmm.
Because
with those outfits.
Yeah, absolutely. And Imperium is the new NXT Tag Team Champion. So.
Oh, nice.
MSK got bounced on their head, and the fans were booing MSK. Oh, they were. It was like a reverse heel turn. It was like, they were cheering Imperium and booing MSK.
Yeah, I heard there's kind of a weird story behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something behind that, isn't there, Zeus? Yeah,
something
right.
Let's just move on.
It's just hearsay. So yeah.
It's hearsay, right? Yeah. Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that, right?
Yeah, we don't need to get into all that.
Right. This is a Halloween spectacular, spooktacular. We don't need no nasty stuff.
Except for the cinematic nasties. Ooh.
Yeah,
oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say before we get into the cinematic nasties, what else is going on in wrestling? A lot of stuff happening, right?
A lot of stuff. Well, some sad news actually.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor announcing they've released everyone, but they got to come back for the final battle show and the final TV tapings, and then they're going to retool and discuss what they're going to do and maybe come back after the first quarter of 2022.
That's not a good sign because they decided to sell off their tape library, right?
That's the kicker is and it's not the entire tape library. It's only the tape library from
Sinclair.
The Sinclair.
Oh, it's all the Sinclair shit, right?
It's not that first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know for certain, but what I understand is Kerry Silken owns the 2002 through 2011 stuff. 2012 to the present is what's like up for sale.
Yeah.
It's all Sinclair stuff.
Yeah.
But it just, to me, that was it's like I could remain more optimistic, before I heard the news about selling off the video library.
Yeah.
Right. Because that is not a good look.
Ugh. And you know what?
I'm surprised Vince didn't grab it.
What? What's this?
Somebody pointed out a really interesting fact. Okay, so, they're offering to sell it to the highest bidder, right?
Right.
What if WWE does buy it? What if Vince does get that? Okay. The Ring of Honor owns and produced All In, the first show.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Are you serious?
Vince would have control of All In, the first pay-per-view that led to the formation of AEW, and he could buy that library and shelf that pay-per-view, and people would never see it legally again.
That's an idea. It's like what Cosby did with Little Rascals.
I mean, we talked about this in the past about Ring of Honor owning the All In show, because I mean, without Ring of Honor and Sinclair, that show doesn't get produced.
Right.
And they produced the Crockett Cup 2019 I went to.
That's right. Zeus, you were there.
So
yep. That's the one where Marty Scurll took on Nick Aldis, right?
Yep.
Yep. And the women's title was decided, and
yeah.
You mean when Nick, James? You meant when Nick Aldis wrestled himself, right?
No, I hope that's not himself.
There was no creepy nonsense in the.
Brutal.
There's only three things I hate: steampunk, pirates, and tabbouleh. Like, what is tabbouleh?
Steampunk.
Oh my god.
Steampunk. That's a quote from Ready Player One.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah, T.J. Miller's character. Yeah.
I mean, actually, speaking of punk, I heard something. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe you guys could help me out here. Did CM Punk cut a promo saying that Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole actually coming to AEW was actually greater than Kevin Nash and Scott Hall showing up on WCW?
I think I heard that someone was commenting about that, and yeah.
If he actually said that, then what the fuck is he smoking?
I mean,
he's straight edge, James. He's straight edge.
Well, straight edge. Maybe that bastard needs to smoke if he's thinking like that. What the hell? Because you can't compare that to Hall and Nash coming to WCW, because that changed the game. That whole thing created the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah. The fans now think everything happening now is the best ever. This is why Meltzer plays to them. So
fuck Meltzer.
As I wouldn't put any stock behind anything they're saying. The wrestlers are selling a product, so of course he's going to say that. He's not going to say, well, it wasn't, it's not on the same level as the formation of the NWO.
I mean, he was a kid watching, wrestling when that happened, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he should remember.
But again, he's selling a product to you right now.
No. He's trying to push AEW. I get that, but you got to be careful what you say. I mean, you can't just throw shit out there too. You can't say shit like that.
Increasingly, that's that's the moment we live in, James. People can just throw anything out there. And
Jesus, it was greater than Hall and Nash showing up in WCW. Really, that actually changed the game. That created the Monday Night Wars. That lets Vince buying fucking WCW.
I mean, I showed you all that thing where fans were saying, Andre should have used a power bomb or a choke slam, and it's
that was ridiculous. Andre never had a finisher. He should do head.
He said, what if he had used a power bomb or a choke slam? But I mean, if you think about it, though, it's like if Andre had used a choke slam, who the fuck could have gotten up from that?
Yeah. You can't no-sell that. Nobody can no-sell that.
Yeah.
Even Hogan. Hogan was there's no way Hogan would have.
Cue the Hulk up.
Hogan would not no-sell that because he knows Andre would beat the shit out of him in the backstage after the match. There's no way. I mean, and plus, everybody had too much respect to Andre to no-sell a move like that.
But I mean, it would still would have if he used that in '87, he still would have lost to Hogan. Hogan would have kicked out of it. He would have been able to kick out of it. Yeah. Probably been like the referee getting up at a really long late count on the choke slam.
Yeah,
that was going to happen either way at WrestleMania 3.
Well, it would have been. Yeah, I can see that, but you gotta. I mean, he would have to prove that. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, okay, you can do that.
Right.
Hey, a question: like when does the choke slam first appear? Like, who's the innovator of the choke slam?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I don't think I've seen it until the '90s. Like, I don't see a choke slam until the '90s in my memory. But I haven't seen all things, of course, so I can't say.
Let's see. Apparently, so.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. That definitely makes you go.
So all right. So Wikipedia says that it was innovated by Paul Heyman for use by the wrestler 911.
So the '90s,
right? Now it says though one of the earliest accounts of the move dates back to a 19th century recounting that describes Abraham Lincoln using something similar.
Abraham Lincoln goes for the choke slam. Bang! 1, 2, I got you.
1, 2, 3.
4 scored several years ago. Bang! hey, Zeus, I did one for Pedro, so this one is for you, okay?
Right.
Here you go.
Nice.
There you go. That's for you, buddy.
In a can, no less. So Akira Tui from All Japan, used a elevated back suplex choke slam.
My favorite choke slam's got to be from Hurricane Hell.
Vader was using it. He's using a choke slam. Big Show
Kane uses it. Big Show.
Yeah.
Then Taker used it for a while.
Yeah, and Kane. Yeah, but when he was the Giant, he was using that in late '90s, right?
Yeah.
That was his finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because isn't that where he like Flair had him in the figure 4 and the Giant just reached across and grabbed him by the throat and then broke the figure 4 and picked him up and won the world title from him?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. So that was like 95 or something.
My favorite version of the choke slam is from Hurricane Helms. That was awesome. He would try to choke slam and they couldn't move. He couldn't move him. It was so funny. I love that shit. That shit was funny.
The choke slam I couldn't understand was, do you remember, James, for a while Tegan Knox was using the choke slam?
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were like, "Oh, she loves Kane. It's her choke slam." And I was like, she's a little woman. Like, she wasn't like a particularly like tall woman, right?
No.
So it's like, why is she using the choke slam? Like,
I don't know, but she had a lot of help in doing that. You notice that? Everybody helped her. Yeah, you can tell like everybody helped her out. Yeah.
Everyone helped everyone out
on
that
move. Yeah.
The Uranagi is kind of similar. It kind of looks like, especially like the way some people were doing it later. But I
like the way Booker T does it.
Hirohase would he would kind of take you. He would
Hase does it.
Yeah, that was might have been one of the roots of that move, but like I said, I mean,
I like Booker T's.
Yeah, the sidewalk. What do they call it?
Oh, I think I already called it, but it's like a side Uranagi. It's nice. It's a nice way he does it.
Yeah.
Nice.
The bookend.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
The
the
bookend. Good job,
bookend.
Zeus.
Bookend,
Good job.
yeah.
Actually, speaking of nice,
Yeah.
someone in professional wrestling decided he don't need no stinking briefcase. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need no stinking briefcase. I want the belt.
Yeah,
Kazuchika
we're not talking
Okada,
about
my man.
Yeah, we're not talking about Money in the Bank.
No. No. He breaks out the best version of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That gorgeous, beautiful belt. He goes, I'll defend this instead of the briefcase. That was hot. And we all called that too, right? Actually, Zeus, you called that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he would do it. It seemed like a very Okada thing because he is not liked. He has not been on board ever since Naito wanted to unify the belts.
Right.
Because he was like, I'm already the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Why do I want this other belt that's not on my level?
Exactly. You called it.
He didn't like it from the get-go, and this is a very Okada type thing. So we have Okada who has the what they call the fourth IWGP Heavyweight title belt, and he's using
it's a thing of beauty too, man. It goes to show you how good that belt looks after you see the Transformer belt.
Yeah, and he's got that. He's got that. Shingo is the IWGP World Heavyweight title with the the Transformer belt, and Will Ospreay is claiming to be the real World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
With his own version of the Transformer belt,
because he's taking that to MLW, right?
He never lost it. Well, apparently he's going to make some appearances there, but I think everybody's going to be back by the time Wrestle Kingdom happens. So, there was also the big Impact pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Is that Bound for Glory?
Bound for Glory.
And Mickie James won the knockout title again.
She won the knockout. It looks good on her. You know what, man? Good for her, man. She deserves it. She's a good wrestler.
She's a beautiful woman. You could put an old NWA Georgia title on her. It would look great. I mean,
she's awesome. Oh, that and the inspiration are the new fucking Knockouts Tag Team Champions for fucking the former Iconics.
Yeah, and Moose.
He looks good. Zeus, you see him? Slimmed down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he looked good. So, what's his name? Walking Weapon.
Oh, Alexander.
Walking Weapon guy.
Yeah.
He beat. Yeah. So he beat Christian for the Impact World title, and then Moose cashed in right after.
Yep. And it's funny because this past Thursday, actually, Moose was trying to cut a promo, and then Alexander comes out, and then he chases Moose outside the ring, and then while Alexander's trying to cut a promo on Zeus, here comes Minoru Suzuki.
Yes.
And Suzuki comes out and bitch slaps the shit out of Alexander. Moose has his face like he just shit his pants. I was like, uh-oh. And like shit's about to get real.
And Juice Robinson called out Moose.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
On New Japan TV. So.
And so did Matt Cardona. He called him out too.
So there's a big show coming up in in California. For New Japan, so we might see Juice versus Moose there, and
actually Okada's going to be there. Yeah, Okada's going to be there. Fucking lucky people, man, get to see Okada live in the States in person.
So
I want to see Okada in person. How am I living?
don't feel bad. I've been to two New Japan cards, and I haven't seen.
Yeah, you got fucked, Zeus. I'm sorry. I hate to say that, but you did.
Well, the first one, that was very
that was the whole thing where everything got locked, fucking shut down, and they couldn't travel.
The first one was the one where they messed with all the visa.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, so yeah.
That was brutal.
And there you go. Once again, Ring of Honor would to the rescue that saved that card.
Yeah, and now you're not going to have that anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad about the Ring of Honor thing because the last time I saw live wrestling was Ring of Honor. Same with you.
Ditto, same thing. Yeah, and then I actually had tickets to that Super Show. When the pandemic hit.
Yep.
I had second row seats, man. I said, "Fuck it."
I remember that. Yeah, that's amazing.
And then it went,
be awesome.
That was going to be awesome. And then it just went pandemic, shut down. I was like, oh.
I mean, some of these people are going to end up in an obvious place, terrible place. Danhausen will definitely be in the terrible place.
Where do the Briscoe brothers go? Where do they go?
Well, they've already won the GCW.
GCW tag team straps.
And they're making noise about challenging the Fart Brothers.
Here we go. If the Briscoe jobs to them, that's it.
Hey, if the Briscoes end up in AEW, they are going to be jobbing. They're going to be jobbing to all the bad teams. Jurassic Express, they're going to be jobbing to the Fart Brothers, they're going to be jobbing to the Flippy Fucks, they're going to be jobbing to everyone. So
that's not good.
It's just what's going to happen.
It's scary. It's scary thinking about the Briscoes in fucking AEW. That's just scary to me.
Right.
They don't belong there.
What's the good alternative for them, though?
Well, I mean, I would like to see them go back to New Japan, but I know that's not going to happen now because it's hard,
Yeah, I mean, they could go to Impact. I mean, but I've heard they
could.
I've heard they kind of burn bridges in certain places, but
they burn bridges in a lot of places. That's an issue,
Now, if we're looking at just kind of the major wrestling landscape, there's potential for these guys to pop up, and because I think we're gonna see more people who are on really short-term deals here, and they're going to be able to kind of float around, kind of like territory days, just because there's so many people. There's so many wrestlers out there. And now with one, I mean, you got, an entire roster of guys who, 90% of those guys were Ring of Honor exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and with all the people that the WWE's let go, so, I think that there's going to be potential for, some of these smaller groups to be able to build, and it's going to have to, be this type of thing where you have the hot place to go, and you can go and shine and leave after 3 to 6 months. Kind of how ECW was. People were always coming and going there, except for
that's true. That's true.
Even everybody left at some point. Everybody left.
Austin was in and out. So Ron Simmons was in and out, and you had Chris Jericho. You had
there was a lot of people that just kind of passed through. I mean, Chris Jericho was kind of an original to the point where
he was an original to a point. Yeah, even Rey Mysterio passed through.
A year, I think, maybe.
No, over a year.
Yeah,
over a year. Yeah, over a year.
He had the TV title there for.
Yeah. Over a year. Right, and Rey Mysterio passed through a few times, and he was there for like 3 months, if that.
Yeah, it was a short time, but he was featured heavily. Him and Hoovy and Psychosis.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Lucha Libre to the extreme. That was hot. Yeah, there's a lot of people. But Ron Simmons, remember him passing through?
It would be nice if the NWA could get stuff together and be an actual thing.
Well, the whole shit with Marty Scroll, that started the whole Ring of Honor shit downhill. Everything started going downhill after that. Everything.
well, that and putting the belt on Taven at in New York.
I can't. Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow, man. That's tough. I mean, how do you do that? Who decides to do that?
When the Taven girls stopped watching and talking about wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
it was a huge dud. Because he was like the reverse Tommy Dreamer. He should have been the guy who never really won it, but you always, he was always gunning for it.
Right.
As the heel. I mean,
he was at his best when he was chasing
Jay
what's his name? Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal smashed his fucking belt to pieces. That was great. And that's a good angle. That was great.
Y'all remember in that feud you're talking about, James? They had that 1 hour draw that I watched.
Yeah, that match was. Yeah, you told us to watch that match, and we did. It was some shit. Yeah, it was good. It was good, Pedro. Yeah, it was good. I mean, that was good, but him with the belts, no good. Tatum sucks.
The way that
he does.
No, I'm not. I'm just laughing about it. Sorry.
But the way the NWA is now, I mean, they don't really hold people back from leaving so much. I mean, they kind of gotta.
No.
Some people have like Thunder Rosa. She kind of had a little. Had to kind of fulfill her
obligation,
NWA duties before she left to go to AEW.
Well, how about this, Zeus? If things were different, Trevor Murdoch would never be NWA champion.
Oh no, he wouldn't have been. No, I mean if things were different and Marty Scurll wasn't a giant piece of shit, he would have been simultaneous Ring of Honor and NWA World Champion.
That would have been hot. I could see that too.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would have happened. So, but that's just my opinion. I have no idea how they would have booked it or whatever. But I think that's
no. But it does make sense if you think about it. It makes sense, right? I mean, it does make sense because that's where the road. That's where they were headed.
Right, and the thing is after the Crockett Cup, Marty had worked his way, into the rematch, with Aldis, and certainly, he'd become the booker for Ring of Honor, and and people were kind of, you could tell that things weren't going great with Taven. So I mean, there's no reason to think that he wouldn't have been, a double champion.
Yeah. I mean, especially when Scroll. So I mean, and it's a shame too because Scroll was over.
Oh yeah.
But if Sinclair wanted to put the NWA on their network, if they sell off everything Ring of Honor and say, okay, we're done with Ring of Honor, they could take that the way the NWA works and does things now and put them on TV, and then they're still doing basically what they're doing now. Is kind of what people said that they, were looking in the future is no huge long-term deals. I mean, you got to have one or two because that's the only reason, that's why Aldis is around. Is, he's got, he's probably one of the few that's got a good deal.
Yeah.
So
I heard something that some of the Sinclair channels are going to carry WoW next year.
Really?
Oh
yeah.
Dave Marquez, he's got that that championship wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I'm sorry for everybody that's out of work right now. But he's like, I don't have a lot of money, but I got somewhere you can come work. So
okay, that's something.
And
I'm looking forward to Raw. I want to see Raw.
It has to be said that Ring of Honor, it's sad because they did the right thing and they went above and beyond and they paid everybody in the whole Ring of Honor company through the time they were shut down.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, and most, from what I understand, is most everybody's getting paid through the end of the year, and some people are getting paid until like the end of March.
Really?
So
now are they still free to sign with somebody else?
They just have to come back for Final Battle and those TV tapings.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that was my understanding. They have to finish up those days, but they can work with whomever.
Yeah, they can work anywhere else. They can work anywhere else right now.
As long as they show up for Final Battle and the TV tapings.
Yeah. So that's and that'll be that'll be it for a while, and then they'll just have to decide.
Ooh, the Briscoe brothers fit Halloween because they're scary as fuck. So there you go.
What did you say? Halloween.
They would have been a good. They would have been a good scary tag team for. They could have been very scary with a manager like Kevin Sullivan.
Oh my God! Yeah, but Kevin Sullivan in Florida, not Kevin Sullivan in Dungeon of Doom. Dungeon of Doom, they fucked that up.
Well, Kevin Sullivan probably wanted it all darker than that. I mean, he wanted the Varsity Club to be dark. So
yeah, because the Kevin Sullivan in Florida was dark. I mean, the whole shit with Fallen Angel and the Purple Haze, that shit was dark. Then he went to WCW and they lightened it up. And Dungeons of Doom was supposed to be dark, and you could tell it. And they just fucked it up and turned it to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dungeons, which are dark and scary.
Did you add on to your home?
Stuff. No, I did not have a dungeon. Can you imagine like having to build an underground thing and like under a trailer home or something? It'd be. Like,
I don't want to know what's in Pedro's basement. I'm good.
There is no basement.
Or a dungeon.
But yeah, behind the underpinning.
It is Halloween weekend. Ooh.
Pedro's dungeon be lined with guitars.
If I had like a studio room or something like that, it would just be like guitars and amplifiers and equipment probably.
Yeah, let's himself down there.
combining the wrestling and that Danhausen has him and this company called Wonder, like the number 1 ONE and then DER, Wonder Effects. They have worked together to create a Danhausen. They call it like Fuzzhausen, like effect pedal. So there is a Danhausen guitar effect pedal out there. But hey,
he's very introverted.
Yeah,
he was at that. He was at the Crockett Cup, and he was very shy about meeting people. He like. It wasn't like an official area, but I mean, he was just out there, and like people that knew him, were going like right up to him, and he was kind of stepping back. So it's kind of funny.
You just gotta stick Camille out there. She's scary enough. There you go. I'm still scared of her.
So Halloween time, Halloween, more scary movies.
Scary movies.
What you got?
Zeus, I like Night Teeth. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Predictable, but fun.
It's fun. It's sexy. It's not too complex. And
Nope. And 5 minutes of Megan Fox is just enough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like seeing her die was kind of like when Paris Hilton got killed in that one, what was it, House of Wax?
House of Wax. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Where everybody in the movie theater cheered.
Yeah, I think I told you all this before, but our movie theater, when that movie was out, you go to the movies and like the movie theater had this homemade sign in their window that said, "Watch Paris die."
Yeah,
There's like blood and stuff. Like watch.
Yeah, because that movie otherwise absolutely sucked. It was bad. That's a bad movie. All right, Pedro, what you been watching? Halloween wise, scary movie wise.
So I am on Letterboxd. Do y'all do Letterboxd? Y'all know what it is?
I think you told us it's like a review thing. I'm not on it.
Yeah, it's like you rate movies and stuff like that as you watch them. It's like Letterboxd with no ed. It's just a D, Letterbox and then D. But yeah, I'm Texan Spaniard on there if anyone wants to see my ratings. But yeah, so I have my little rating thing up so I can see all the movies I watched this month. So apparently I watched 18 movies this month.
Savage.
Wow. But yeah.
Well, I know you were watching Day of the Dead, so that inspired me to do the Dead trilogy. You know, I watched Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and then Day of the Dead. I did the Evil Dead trilogy. Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. I saw 19th. I saw Dune. Visually, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning visually. It's a decent movie. It's good. It's much better than 1984 David Lynch shit. Let's see. I always tend to watch Halloween, at least the original. But after watching Halloween Kills, I didn't want to watch any Halloween.
We got to talk about Halloween Kills actually.
Let's do it.
It's been 2 weeks since I saw it, and it's been like 3 weeks since you saw it, right, James?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw the day it dropped. Yeah, so.
And Zeus, I'm guessing you never got around to it.
Yeah, I have no.
Okay, James, you start off.
Yeah. Well, okay.
You'll be more positive than I will, so you start off.
Damn, Pedro. Okay. Now, if you like the first Halloween, you know the reboot, it's like that, but it's all the jokes are left out. It doesn't try to be funny anymore, which I appreciate that. Okay.
They still tried to be funny, but they failed.
They try, but it's not as obvious as the first movie. Okay. It lives up to its title, Halloween Kills, because that motherfucker kills. Okay, he kills everybody. I was trying to keep count, but like how many people he killed? Like 17, 18, some shit like that. It's like ridiculous.
There's a lot of people.
It's a lot. He kills. Halloween Kills. It's no joke. Okay, I understand the narrative of the crowd with the paranoia. Trying to think everybody's Jason. Everybody's Michael Myers. So he's Michael Myers. Let's kill him. And like the crowd going bananas, and like a near riot at the hospital. I get that, but it was overdone. To me, that was overdone. I dug the ending. I dug the ending when they all started to beat the shit out of him. But if you're gonna beat the shit out of him, you kill him. I mean, somebody take a machete and chop his fucking head off. You decapitate him. You don't play with him. You don't kick him in the chest and go, "Yeah, I won." No, you decapitate that fucker. That I didn't like. I'm like, if you're gonna do that, and if the sheriff's gonna walk away and let you do that, then you kill him. You separate head from body. You make sure you take his heart out of his chest. You make sure he stops moving. That I didn't like. I was like, yeah. Look, it's a Halloween movie. It's a Michael Myers movie. I'm not expecting The Godfather. I just want to be entertained for 90 minutes. Okay? So, there you go.
The thing about destroying somebody like Michael Myers, and it's pretty much, they've got the the established, things that hold him or hamper him. But I mean, even it would he reform if you threw him down a wood chipper or something?
That's
I'm being
it's
serious.
a good question. Yeah, because Jason kind of did that before. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I want to give you an update. I have my brother right here. He's watching SmackDown. Okay. All right. There you go, Rob. Good job. Yeah. I'm sorry. Guys. Go
ahead. So I'll say this: Halloween Kills sucked. Like it's a piece of garbage. Stephanie and I laughed a lot. We laughed a lot at this movie. Okay, not from it, from jokes. I mean, they tried to do some comedy, but it failed. But it just was so absurdly bad, like so often. We just couldn't. It was such a bad movie. And I mean, every level you can think of, the acting is terrible.
What are you expecting, Pedro? It's a fucking Halloween flick. What are you expecting, really? I mean, your level of expectation can't be that high.
I'm expecting better than what this was. This was terrible. I mean, this movie explained to you the premise of Michael Myers, not once, not twice, not three, like something like 7 or 8 times in this movie. People are
exposition overload.
The premise
I get it.
of Michael Myers over and over, and it's like, if this is the first time people have seen a Halloween movie, they've gotten it the first 2 or 3 times you've done this. You don't have to.
There was tons of exposition. There was tons of exposition. Yeah.
That deal you said about the whole deal with the crowd being like, evil ends tonight, evil ends tonight, evil ends tonight, with Anthony Michael Hall and stuff. It's like it was just like some filler thing because they're like, well, we only have so much killing footage. So we got to stretch this out, and we got to set up a premise where he can kill a bunch of people at the end. Last week on the show, we talked about it a tiny bit, James, and I almost made a comment, but I held back. So I'll make it now, and that was the amount of people he killed in this movie was like, someone's like, who has the record? Is it Jason? Let's break Jason's record. On how many people get killed in the movie?
He went berserk. He went bananas, man. Even the opening scene in the fire, just coming out of the fire, he killed every single one of the firemen. Like that was savage. He killed like 7 firemen by himself. Like whap, 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 whap. I was like, holy shit. You know?
And there's just no one like. There is no one to really get behind in this movie. Those bratty kids in this movie is like, oh, you can't.
No, they suck.
They didn't get killed, but it was like, oh, you can kill them soon at any time. We don't mind.
You know what I didn't like, Pedro? You know what I didn't like? How does Jamie Lee Curtis not know that he's still alive when everybody else in the town knows that he's still alive?
Because they need they need her to
Everybody knew he survived the fire. He's on his killing spree, but halfway through the movie, Jamie Lee Curtis going, "I got him. I killed him. He's dead." No, you didn't. How do you not know this? Everybody else knows. It was on TV. It's on the news. It's on everywhere.
It's pretty obvious. They were like, we got to stretch a tiny bit of story out for 3 movies.
Yeah, well, the last one's supposed to be Halloween Dies, so let's see what happens.
I know, but they really probably only needed like 1 movie to tell this whole story. The story is not. This is not like a great story that deserves 3 films.
No, Pedro, you're right. You're right. I mean, but again, it's a popcorn movie, but it could have been better. I agree. I agree. It could have been a lot better.
In the toilet.
Hey Zeus, hit it with some thunder.
So the day after we saw that, we watched Halloween 3: Season of the Witch because Stephanie likes that movie a lot.
I love that movie. Stephanie's got good taste, but I got a bone to pick with you about Stephanie.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute, but and so watching that movie after seeing like this terrible Halloween Kills is like you're like, oh man, this movie's like amazing.
3 more days of
Like,
Halloween, Halloween,
but I mean,
Halloween.
just the
3
way
more
they,
days of Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
just the way they build up, just the way they build up like the story to the
Yeah.
conclusion is like so much better done than.
I love that movie. People shit on
Yeah.
Halloween 3. I love Season of the Witch. That was awesome.
Yeah, I like it more and more every time I see it.
Yeah, it's a great flick. Now, Pedro.
Yes.
Pedro. How could you do this to me?
What? How's
How
it doing
could
something to
Stephanie
you?
have not seen Return of the Living Dead?
But that's not doing something to you. That's doing.
That hurts me, man. That hurts me. You. That's a quality film.
I had it on DVD years ago, and then I can't remember. Somehow I lost it, so I didn't have it anymore. And then I just haven't had it, and then now I have various ways to show her the movie, but she just hasn't been very interested in seeing it. But
I mean, Return
I
of the
want.
Living Dead is the first real zombie fucking parody flick. I mean, it was awesome. Brains. That's awesome.
I mean, that movie, I love how the first, like, was it 10 or 15 minutes happen, and before the credits, the title screen happens. There's like a long stretch before we get to that. I thought that was always great. I haven't seen it in a while, but
that
really
flick is awesome.
Yeah.
It explains everything to you in 5 minutes. That the cloud goes into the air, and all that mist goes into the air from the fucking all the chemicals, and then it rains on the cemetery with all the chemicals. And that's it. Here's your explanation. Exposition done in 5 minutes. Boom. That's all you need to know. It was awesome. I want your brains. That's classic. Come on, man. I used to run around going, brains.
More brains.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Zeus? Return of the Living Dead?
Not in a long time, but yeah.
Yeah, you've seen it though, right? At least once.
Hey, Zero's in the chat room.
Really?
Yeah.
Zero.
He said this was not Michael Myers, it was Jason Voorhees. So for all the Halloween fans that shit on the Friday the 13th franchise, suckers.
What's up, Zero? Zero's my hero.
And then Trash is taking off her clothes again. Yeah, that's from the Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Zero, what's up, buddy? Yeah, man, I love Return of the Living Dead. I think it's a good movie, man. You got to make Stephanie watch that, Pedro. What's going on over there?
But speaking about
fucking Texas
stuff, speaking about Living Dead stuff. So yeah, you mentioned I watched Day of the Dead. You recall 2 years ago or so, I saw Dawn of the Dead from 1978 for the first time. Because
that's an awesome movie, Pedro.
I couldn't find it on I couldn't find it on video for the longest ass time. Like I couldn't find it on DVD, couldn't find it on this and this. And then I think it was you told me it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so that was how I ended up seeing it. And and I was just like, oh my God, this movie's so amazing. It blew me away.
They got like 9 different versions on YouTube.
Right. But the thing with that movie is like so much of zombie films and The Walking Dead and this is all just like from that movie in a way.
Well, like, George Romero, not only did he make a quality zombie movie, but it was social commentary back then. Remember all the shit he stuck in that movie,
Day of the Dead, watched it. I loved it so much. Dawn of the Dead is the better movie in my opinion, but
of course
I kind of enjoyed Day of the Dead more.
Day of the Dead is fun. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
And you kind of, you care about the girl and the pilot and all that, and you want to see what's going to happen. And you kind of know her boyfriend is ill-fated to doom.
Pussy.
He's got the death flags from the very
and he's
start.
A pussy on top of it.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. He had death flags all over him.
No, I don't want to go out there. You pussy. Grab a fucking gun like everybody else. Let's go.
I think that the way that we grew up, especially before, home video. If you wanted to watch a scary movie, you had to stay up late at night. If they were playing, if somebody was playing one, and a lot of Friday nights because my cable, my local cable channels, they would change things up every once in a while, but a lot of times they were showing Elvira, and whatever movie she was hosting, and
Joe Bob Briggs and all that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have Joe Bob Briggs. We had the local guy, Billy Bob.
Okay.
But everything was scarier at night. Even something like, Day of the Dead, which is slightly silly at times,
Yeah, it is, but it's good. It's quality. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, but when you're 10, 11 years old, and you've waited up till past midnight to watch this, and you're in the in the TV room trying to be quiet, you don't want to wake your parents up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's an increase of spookiness that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then of course, even if you had VCR and were renting stuff, you still didn't watch that stuff when your parents were away.
Nah.
I did.
I remember going to my local video store. It was 2 blocks from my house, and I used to always run it, and I used to always rent Dawn of the Dead. Always. And I've seen it 17 million times, but I need to see it again. And I would wait, and it would get dark, and then I pop it in, and the Goblin soundtrack. I'd be like, oh shit, it's scary, I used to love that shit. Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
One thing I found interesting in Day of the Dead, always saw stuff about Rhodes being the villain, and he is the villain, but in some ways I can sympathize from the point of view of where he is coming from, because they are kind of being unnecessarily exposed to danger by this insane dude, the Dr. Frankenstein,
the Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his men, when he finds out his men are being used for stuff and for feeding the deal, his reaction is totally appropriate, to be honest with you. What? This is what you're doing with us?
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie, you kind of get where they're coming from. So,
Well, have you heard the news? Supposedly they're doing Day of the Dead 2, and I think 3 members of the original cast are coming back.
Oh.
Yeah, it's some version of Day of the Dead, and 3 members of the original cast. It's the girl. It's the shit, I forgot his name.
Don, yeah. I don't know the actor's name. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's 3 of them are coming back for this, so who knows?
Did we ever talk about they're going to do another Jeepers Creepers?
I heard that. Are they really doing it?
Yeah. They've got this this new guy, this Finnish director. I think they said he directed Iron Sky. That it's kind of a comedy. Thing where the Nazis left Earth and went to the moon.
Actually, Zero's saying that the trailer just dropped. Really?
Oh.
And some people were like, well, it's it only comes around for every 23 years. It's been almost 23 years since the first one came out. And the first 2 take place right at the one right after the other in the same end of his 23 days.
Right. Oh, okay. I got you.
Right.
I got you. Yeah.
So technically, it's been that time.
It's going to be set after the second one and ignoring the third.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah, because the third one was just the third one was complete ass.
Yeah. Well, you know,
it wasn't even bad. It was just so boring. You know, it's like there was the biggest bunch of nothing that happening.
Did anybody like the third one? Nobody liked it, right?
I don't think so.
Ignore the third is smart. You should ignore Alien 3.
Yeah.
I watched. I did. I like watching little scary movies. I watched The Manor. I told you guys about that already. With fucking Barbara Hershey. It's a good witchcraft flick.
Oh, nice.
You know, I went old school. I'm a huge David Cronenberg guy. Okay, so you know I love The Fly and stuff like that. And I was like, should I go even further? So I watched the Vincent Price version of the Fly. It was good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but 1958.
I was a kid.
You know, Vincent Price, like the original House of Wax with Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a good movie, you know, and you know the effects are what they are. You know, like a guy with a giant fly head. Okay, but it looked good back then, you know. It did, and it still holds up. To me, it holds up because it was more about the story back then, you know.
Well, I tell you, another one that I've talked about before, and the sequels was The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah. Come on, Zeus, that's a fucking classic.
It's so well done, and it's one of those ones. It's got real suspense. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, keeps you guessing, and
that's a good movie. Yeah,
and the creature.
I still try to figure out to this day how the creature fucking swim underneath water in that suit in the 50s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. Did a great job. So
I thought the Creature of Black Lagoon is a classic in my book. I think it's excellent.
The sequels are really good. I remember liking the third one a lot. I haven't seen it in a long ass time.
I remember watching one of them in 3D.
Oh
yeah, wow. Yeah. We went to. They had the 3D glasses. You had to go to 7.
Yeah, exactly. It was on our local. It was on our local station, Channel 11 Picks.
Yeah,
and the glasses came in the Sunday paper, and you had to get the glasses, and then you watched the Sunday night. It was good. It was good.
I saw
you could get a free pair of glasses with any Slurpee at 7-Eleven.
So get some Slurpees. Holla.
I saw 2 Mexican movies this month. I saw El Mundo de los Vampiros, The World of the Vampires.
Ooh,
that one was pretty cool. They had like a different approach towards stuff, and I really liked how they approached it. It was very different, and they built to the conclusion really well. It was very dramatic. Had like maybe one of the most handsome Dracula. He's not Dracula, but he's basically Dracula. So one of the most handsome like lead vampire guys I think I've seen. So when you think of the older ones,
right.
Then there's a movie I watched last night. This was actually it was funny reading the user reviews on various things about this movie because a lot of people went to this movie as if it's a horror movie. But it's a Mexican comedy movie. Like, and if you're familiar with old Mexican comedies, you kind of know what you're going to get. But it's a 10-time movie called La Casa del Terror, the House of Terror.
House of Terror.
And so you've got this famous Mexican comedian. He's a lazy guy who he has his girlfriend do basically all his work for him, and he just sleeps all the time. And you have these people who are like stealing bodies, trying to bring bodies back to life, and they're also running a wax museum. And then you have they steal this mummy, and so the mummy is played by Lon Chaney Jr.
Oh, wow.
Chaney Jr.'s the man. Come on.
And so the whole thing of this mummy is hilarious because they're like, we're gonna get Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolf Man in this movie, but he doesn't speak Spanish. What can we do? What angle can we take where he won't have to speak anything, right? Let's make him an ancient mummy. So they make him this ancient mummy who, had legends say he would turn into a werewolf. And so they steal this mummy, they bring him back to life, and of course they change his clothes to Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman clothes. He goes from being the mummy to being, and then they put like some other guy's brain in his head and all this kind of stuff. And they just came up with all these absurd things in this movie. It was really funny.
That sounds like fun. I actually want to see that now.
But the comedy
that sounds like fun.
The comedy is really funny. I mean, you may have to like that style of comedy, that kind of old Mexican comedy style, but I liked it a lot. That was fun.
Well, I mentioned that I'm a David Cronenberg fan, and you know what movie I ended up watching? As a matter of fact, I watched it yesterday.
What?
Scanners.
Oh, Scanners.
I love Scanners. Scanners is awesome.
Was Scanners the one with Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons?
No. Scanners. No. Scanners.
Where the people's head explode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the star of Scanners? Is that the guy from Beastmaster?
No. It's that Michael Ironside.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was the lead baddie. He was the head scanner. He was the bad scanner. Then he made that guy head explode, and then his head, and then it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I like that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever.
Well, yeah, it's an old movie. What?
James? Did we lose James?
He pooped out on us.
No. James.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cronenberg. All right. Jennifer O'Neill, Stephen
Hello?
Lack.
Yes.
Yeah.
James.
Michael Ironside. Yeah.
James, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we're replying to you. Yes.
Yes, I can hear you. I just answered your question, you dumb fuck. Yes.
Yes, Scanners was awesome back in the day.
Yeah. Scanners and The Brood I like all them creepy flicks,
I watched a lot of Japanese movies this month.
I watched Train to Busan, and I plan to watch Audition sometime before this weekend ends.
I watched, Guzo, The Thing Forsaken by God, The Snow Woman.
The Thing Forsaken by God. Sounds like Zero's mom.
Oh my God. Kuroneko. Kuroneko was fantastic. If you've never seen Kuroneko, that's an awesome movie. It's kind of depressing, but it's awesome. The Vampire Doll. Oh my God, The Vampire Doll is such a cool horror movie. Super short. You can watch it on Tubi for free. It don't have ads, but you can watch it on Tubi. The Vampire.
You want a fun movie to watch? A classic Roger Corman B flick? I should watch Humanoids from the Deep.
Oh.
That's some funny shit. That's awesome.
I think the last Japanese movie I saw this month was Black Cat Mansion.
Black Cat Mansion.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's another one with a depressing setup, but that was kind of
Pedro is depressing movies.
What else I see? I saw. I haven't seen this in a long time, but I saw a Chinese ghost story, the live action, the first one. I saw that. I saw this Russian movie I'd never seen before from 1967. I don't even know how to pronounce it, like V or Vij. It's like VIY. But it's about this this like kind of a seminarian student who has a mishap with a witch, and then somehow that leads to him being stuck in a church with a dead body for 3 days, and it's some crazy stuff. The finale is just like they go over the top with just with the visual stuff. It's a really
Nice.
cool movie. It's short. It's very short, but it's a really cool movie. So.
Speaking of Russian, you see Sputnik?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
That's a good flick, man. It's a good flick.
It used to be on Netflix. I don't know where it is now.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now. Yeah, but it was on Netflix. Yeah, you're right.
Let me.
I can find out.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It's good. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
What else y'all been watching?
Let's see. I watched. Runaway is the movie I was thinking of. Runaway with
Runaway.
With Tom Selleck and
okay.
Gene Simmons. That was the one I was thinking of. Is that futuristic?
So, apparently, Sputnik is on Hulu for streaming.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a good movie. I like Sputnik. It was good. It's definitely good. It's a good flick.
Yeah, they do a good job of it's more suspense and stuff you don't know.
Yeah, a lot of suspense in that movie. Very suspenseful.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
The trailer looks really good.
It's a good movie, Pedro. It's a good movie.
And once again, it's like you're watching a movie where being in a foreign language, you really don't know if they're bad actors or not.
Right.
Because there are people that it's like foreign language stuff, especially a language like Russian. It's like that you feel what they say through their body language acting as much as what you're reading in the subtitles.
No argument there.
I tortured myself. I watched. Let's see what I watched. I watched Prometheus again.
I like Prometheus, Zeus. I like Prometheus. Come on, Pedro. I like Prometheus. There's nothing wrong with that movie.
Oh yeah, there is.
Everybody wants it to be an alien movie, and it's not. That's the problem.
No. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's just how stupid these fucking people are. Because
I know.
You can't go, to another planet and then somebody go, oh well, the atmosphere is breathable in here. All right, well that's great. In case somebody's helmet cracks open, but no, this guy goes up. No, I can't keep my helmet on. I gotta test this out. It's like, I have no idea what kind of microbes and shit are in the air. You fucking dipshit. It's like you're
that is true.
You're one of the science guys, and you're just gonna. No, it's like that. That's just that was just once again that was lazy writing.
It was.
It was. I mean, it could have. I mean. And he could have been scared, and then his bubblehead thing crack open or something.
And then you touch in the goop, and then you see the hammer key, and you're like, it's okay. And then you talk it to it like it's a pet.
Yeah,
it's okay. Come on. I was like, come on.
Yeah,
really?
I'm like going, no, something's slithering around in what looks like black tar and. No, I'm not messing with that. I'm not sticking around for that. I wouldn't even,
I know. I tried to like that movie a lot because I'm a Ridley Scott guy. It's hard.
Once again, it's like the premise. The premise, of it is, something you think that somebody could make a movie on, and but they, just. doing too many stupid fucking things. It's like you may as well have just you should have just crashed the fucking thing on the planet in the first place. You know. So,
Pedro, are you playing the theme from Halloween?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, James, I'm not. Where is that coming from?
Oh,
It's someone's in your house, James. Be careful.
Who is it? Brundle Jim? Who is it?
no, it's the Samoan SWAT team.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Remember that?
Right? Remember the Samoan SWAT team used to come out with Halloween music?
That's right. Yep. Samoa SWAT team. Remember them?
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean,
And
last
they
time I
were
saw
on-
them was what? WCW?
Yeah,
Or
they
World Class?
they were in the no WCW. They were
WCW,
on
right?
they were on the first Halloween Havoc.
Hmm.
They it was the Samoan SWAT team and the Samoan Savage.
There you go, Samoa Savage.
Yeah, they won in six-man Express. Yeah.
I mean, the first Halloween's a classic movie. John Carpenter at his best.
Yeah, I watched the 4 Scream movies. The trailer for the 5th Scream looks pretty decent.
Really?
It's but I mean it's like it's not. I can't imagine how it's going to be really good. It might be okay, but it's probably going to be bad. And
Do you guys like any of the Saw movies?
the first one I thought was, or I couldn't even get through the second one or any of the other ones.
Yeah.
The Saw movies are like they're super bad, but you laugh at them. I mean, they're fun in that it's Halloween Kills. We had fun in laughing at how bad it was. The Saw movies are kind of similar. They're like we just laugh. Stephanie and I laugh a lot at how over the top bad they are.
How about Final Destination?
We saw Jigsaw and Spiral this month. We saw those two because we hadn't.
Oh, really? How is Jigsaw? I've never seen it.
Jigsaw. It's again we were laughing at a lot of it, and then the final stuff at the end kind of ruined the whole thing because it made it like even like bad in a not funny way, just kind of bad. But but I mean it's fine. It's like a lot of those movies are just bad movies. So
yeah.
Final Destination films, I mean, I feel like they made too many of those. Like that gimmick was really weak. So you could only do so many films, and they did like so many.
No. Actually, how many did you like? 5 of them, right? Or 6?
More. I mean, there should really only be like one.
There was like Final Destination 5, and then the Final Destination, right? It was called like the Final Destination after that, something like that.
Yeah,
I liked. Yeah, I liked. I can always, when I want something to scare the shit. There are only a handful of movies right now that can actually truly scare me, and actually. I haven't watched it yet this Halloween season, but I'm gonna watch it before it's all said and done. Is The Omen? The Omen scares the shit out of me. Yeah, because the music. I hate that Gregorian chant shit. That
Yeah, you were talking about that last week.
Yeah, that shit spooks me, man. I hate that shit.
Note to self: never take James to.
What?
Never take James to.
My internet's going out. I said to like a traditional Latin mass.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. That just scares me. That Gregorian chant shit. I didn't like it, man. The Omen was awesome. That's an awesome movie, man. The Exorcist is a classic. I mean, come on. I mean, those are the must-haves and the must-watches. I like the remake of Evil Dead. A lot of people didn't.
No, it's a piece of shit.
Yes, I know it's a piece of shit.
It is a total garbage, diarrhea on fire piece of shit.
They tried to make it serious, and it failed. It failed, but I can watch it. I can watch
Watch it for all of us then.
it. I like the Bruce Campbell cameo at the end. It's awesome.
So, do we consider Army of the Dead or Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, those first three movies are you can't really say they're the same continuity because each one retells the whole story.
Well, Evil Dead 2, I don't know if Evil Dead 2 is a reboot, a remake, or a continuance of Evil Dead. I don't know.
I mean, in a way, they're all three are like all of those things, aren't they?
Is Evil Dead 2 better than Evil Dead?
In my opinion, Evil Dead 2 is the best of those three.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 is the shit.
I mean, to me, it's the best one. Yeah, Army of Darkness is the funniest one.
Army of Darkness. Oh man, you crack up on that shit. Yeah, that shit's funny.
The one-liners it's just like one-liner heaven. It's just full of one-liners and quips, and it's just amazing.
Groovy.
You know the whole thing with like the Necronomicon and that was that was one of those books in the 80s that you could find that, and that was one of the 3 or 4 books you could find in the occult section in a bookstore.
The Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead.
Oh,
bound in human flesh and written in human blood.
So I know we're on a little bit more of a time thing this week because James got to.
No, you can go another 15, 20. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I thought.
What? Go for it, Pedro. Go for it. Fuck it.
No,
he's watching SmackDown. He's good. He's watching Charlotte Flair cut a promo.
Oh, we've heard enough about her for a while.
Yo, please. But she ain't going anywhere. She's on the seventh. She's on the 7th. All these people talk a lot of shit. Oh, Charlotte Flair is going to AEW. Really? Charlotte Flair can get paid 7 figures, and she's still on the contract for another year and a half. She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
She ain't going nowhere. All these people need to stop. Oh, she'll be in AEW in 2 weeks. Really?
The funny things I see about the Charlotte and AEW stuff, because we've been seeing it for a while this year, ever since Andrade left, and then with the stuff with Ric Flair and blah blah blah, like the Triple Mania appearance by Ric Flair and all this stuff. Kept fantasy booking. They're still fantasy booking her there, and I always find the things with the AEW fans hilarious on it because they're like, well, she has to get used to not getting the title all the time, and she can't be the center of attention. She's gonna have to work her way up, and this and this. And it's like you're talking, like what are you people thinking? Like, can you imagine Charlotte Flair comes and is like, oh well, you're gonna have to job to you're gonna have to job to Botchlander and to
Botchlander
and Nyla out of breath Rose and all these people. Like, I'm like, are y'all serious? Like,
I can't. I was in a discussion / debate last night. with my brother, and he was like, "Oh no, she can show up in AEW." I said, "Rob, what the fuck are you smoking?" She's on the contract for a year and a half, and she's getting paid 7 figures. Is AEW going to offer her $1 million plus? Is AEW going to give her 1.7 a year? I don't think so.
Can the cons afford to do that? Of course they can, but
but will they? It's a smart business, no?
Well, the whole thing is, and I've said this a million times, is the reason that WCW went under is they lost their billionaire.
Yeah.
And WWF didn't. Because everything all depends on your money backer. And Vince was not doing great business, he wasn't turning huge profits for many years throughout the history of, after he took it over from his dad.
Right.
No, yeah, you're right. He was struggling for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they were, and it that was part of the reason they let Bret Hart out of his contract.
Yeah.
Is because they weren't doing great in money, and even though that was, 97 was hugely hot. It's like how are they not making money? But apparently they weren't. So, if AEW, if they want to keep spending money, and they, at this point what they really need is just they need that other show from the either on TBS or TNT or whatever, I think to really.
Yeah, but Zeus, yeah. You could have everyone. You have everyone that you want to go after. Yeah? You could have Charlotte. You could have Bray Wyatt. You could have Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, etc., and so on and so on. That's all great. You could collect them all. You could grab everybody, but
collect them all.
Yeah, collect them all. If you buy 10, get one free. But it's what you do with them that counts.
Yes,
right.
There's no.
Because not for nothing, but for me, look what they did with Brian Cage. Look what they did with Lance Archer. Like nothing.
Well,
garbage.
Cage. I mean, if you go back to like his Impact run, you kind of. I feel it's safe to say Cage is not really a great hand. Like outside of Lucha Underground, where we
but you can do something with him, Pedro. He's not you. If you use him properly, if you use him and you keep him within his limitations, if you use him properly, it could work.
The proper use of Cage is apparently heavy editing and handling. This is the proper use of Cage. Because in Impact he was terrible. In AEW he's terrible. In the Indies he's terrible. The only place where we were like, oh, Cage, the Machine, was Lucha Underground, where he's heavily edited and handled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's just not that great an asset. I mean,
well, like I said too, is he might be able to shine better in a regular tag team.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But it doesn't matter if they have everybody under the sun.
Nothing
It doesn't matter if they have everybody under the sun. Is what you do with them. I mean, not for nothing, but they got Adam Cole, and look what they're doing. They're dressing him up as a Ghostbuster.
They have CM Punk.
Well, he did that his damn self.
They have CM Punk. They have CM Punk. What has he done? He's just been fighting a bunch of ham and eggers. He's got nothing going on. He cuts the same promo, and he fights some ham and eggers, and then and then you've got Daniel Bryan. What is his story right now? Like, what is his story? He's just having.
Well, AEW doesn't build storylines. Remember, they don't have storylines. They don't build up stories. They don't. It's just here it is. I'm gonna stick you in a match with so and so, and that's it. Go.
Their whole model right now, kind of from the summer on this year, is like, let's have big moments, let's have big match, and
it's all about holy shit moments, and then they go, what's next?
And then later the fans are like, oh, it's long-term booking. That's what they say. Oh, it's long-term booking going on, and there's no long-term booking going on. It's a bunch of random bullshit.
Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega, that's easily a 9-month program, easily, but they fucked it up. If they're smart,
the state of wrestling is the real horror story here.
Yeah, boom, woo. It's scary. It's scarier than Zero's mom's on a Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? It's scary.
Zero.
It's scary.
Zero, my brother.
We'll have to.
Yeah. You're like Zero, my brother / my stepson.
yeah, fucker. Where's my Father's Day card? You're late.
I
know.
Oh man.
It depends on what they want to do. I mean, you know, they have no cohesive storylines whatsoever in my book. I mean, I tried watching it. You know, I was watching it with Lord Luck. I'm gonna watch it with my brother. I'm gonna you know, both the times I try, I just can't. I just can't.
Well,
It
especially
sucks.
when you know when we
Zeus,
watch.
it fucking sucks. It blows donkey dick. It sucks.
Right, but like what I'm saying is like, you know, especially when we go back and we look at, you know, they had that, you know, the moment where, you know, Nikita Koloff attacked the Horseman,
Now that's hot.
you know, with Dusty, you know, the Horsemen are beating up Dusty, and then Nikita comes in, and the place went ape shit.
Yeah, that's hot. Because
You
no
know,
one
and that
expected
was
Nikita to come in.
you know, it was probably like a 4,000 to 8,000 seat, you know, place in Shelby or somewhere. I don't remember where that was from, but you know where that happened. But you know, I
They
mean, the
blew the
place,
roof off that place.
yeah, I mean, and they just could not contain themselves. It's like they wanted to see, you know, everybody hated the Horsemen so much, and you know, that just, you know, the real life story, you know, of Magnum and everything. It just, you know, that's shit. You
Yeah.
just can't.
I
You
fight
just
for
can't.
Magnum Shitotan.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, you know, when I mean, you know, the whole thing, you know, is real, you know, hit real close to
You don't
home.
get shit like that no more, you know?
I mean, you know, because you know everybody wants to do what they want to do now, and you know, but that's like this is, you know, so genuine, and I mean,
Yeah, but that doesn't happen unless you build it up. Okay? That they built that up. You know, that they built that up, how fucking the kid felt bad for Magnum, and although he was his greatest opponent, he was like, I have so much respect for him, and they built that up. So when he turned, it meant something. You
oh
know,
yeah,
they
I
don't
mean,
have none of that in AEW. None of that.
Well, I mean, we don't. We may have to accept that we're just not getting good wrestling going forward.
Is
There
it
might
us though, Pedro?
no,
Pedro,
it,
is it us or are we
no.
just
It's
three
a.
grumpy old men who
I
can't
mean,
see it? Is it us?
I'm like, well, it's us in terms of we are deja vu having this conversation again
yeah,
because where I'm saying it's a mix. It's the thing has changed, and the audience, the younger audience or whatever, they want. Not even younger. It's people our age too who like this horse shit now too. But
Yeah, Lord
the
Lux.
audience wants something else, right? What they want isn't what we liked. And it's both, it's changed and also it's not as good. It's both things. It can be both things at the same time.
Now, speaking of a promotion who's still got an you know, the a classic wrestling model, the AML. They are having a show this evening in Mocksville, North Carolina, called Full Throttle, and
Right.
there's an afternoon car show uh, before the wrestling starts.
Nice.
The Dawsons are there. C.W. Anderson, who apparently can't stay retired, is on the card with Preston Quinn. So is George South. Zucca
Joe
King.
South is God.
Zucca King is their future stars champion, and he's defending the title against JB Cole. Then there's Hall of Famer Barry Windham, special guest.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
someone tell
Okay.
Angie.
right.
Yeah, that's somebody tell Angie. Angie, quick, fly to North Carolina.
Yeah. Also, Griff Garrison's going to be there. It was supposed to be Pillman Jr. too, but it was a scheduling conflict. So Griff Garrison is teaming up with his former tag team partner, that kid that had the crazy blonde hair, looked kind of like a little Goku with a Super Saiyan hair. So
Nice.
yeah, so you know, wishing
Here's
the
the
best
thing
for
about
it's gonna be.
here's the thing about AML. Do we want AML to grow or do we like it just the way it is? because you need those smaller promotions to stay the way they are. You know,
we want them to stay the way they are. We just want more people to be able to see them. I think their last show is now on High Spots.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I may have to start looking into the High Spots thing, and then they keep announcing more great people are showing up for WrestleCade, which is in just a little over a month. So
yeah, I keep getting, look who's showing up to WrestleCade. I'm like, shut up.
I know.
I want to go so bad, man. That's a whole sore subject for me. But anyway.
Yeah.
Say that when you walk into your trophy room with the
yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? I got all these autographs. Look, that's the Great Muda. That's the Blue Meanie. That's NWO Sting. Yeah. Kiss my ass. I know. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful and thankful for that. That was awesome.
And we're very grateful that you're still here.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm grateful I'm still here too. But no, that's an amazing thing. I look at that every day. I do. At least once a day, I stare at it. I'm like, there, look at this. Holla. WrestleCade, baby. World class.
Teddy Long, holla, holla.
Yeah, that's right. Teddy Long, holla, holla.
So,
holla, player.
So, what Halloween plans you two got for?
Well, I'm gonna take Mr. Zero trick or treating tomorrow.
Are you gonna go pick her up from the petting zoo?
Dang.
No, I'm just gonna put some eye black under her eye. She's gonna go as the blob, so it should be.
Oh
no! Zero. My man.
I love you, man.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
You doing anything, Pedro?
What about you, Zeus?
I'm just gonna stay home and watch scary movies.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a good thing. I'm gonna do the same thing. Watch some scary movies.
See, Stephanie and I are gonna go out. We'll probably do our Kissoween date today, and then
have a Negro Modelo, Pedro.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll see.
Maybe,
and then this weekend, let's see. We'll probably watch Rocky Horror Picture Show because we didn't watch it last year. So
that's a classic.
And I'll try to fit a few more other movies in there. I think we're watching the new season of Doctor Who tomorrow, but Doctor Who's.
How about if you show him Return of the Living Dead? How about that?
Yeah, I would like to. We'll see how it goes. But
I want to find Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh,
the TV show.
That a long time.
Do you know that show got revived a little bit as a comic book a few years ago? It didn't last very long.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. Totally
really?
legal, totally legal ways to see it. Yeah, but I'll try to find it for y'all.
There you go.
I didn't know that Tales from the Dark Side got made into a comic. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either until the other day. I was looking at some U.S. horror comics, and I stumbled upon.
I have some old school EC comics that I got in double plastic and double boarded.
Nice.
Double plastic, double boarded. That I actually look into this weekend. Old school shit from the '60s.
Yeah, my buddy John Hitchcock, the owner of Parts Unknown Comics, he's got EC, a lot of those EC books.
Yeah, man, that's.
Yeah, but he took them and had them bound as a book. Took them to a bookmaker. I don't hear either one of you. There you are.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my internet's been going out. I apologize.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
Okay.
It's been a fun Halloween week.
Follow all of us on Twitter, Instagram, social media. The
Ko-fi.
Wednesdays. Yeah.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wednesdays, Tom's Weird Life comes out on my social media. Although I didn't post it on Instagram this week. I need to get to that sometime. And Tuesday evenings on my YouTube channel, you got Looking at Cards. Thursday on my Patreon is supposed to be the Crap Talk show, but Bean and I haven't been able to schedule a new session to record stuff, so I don't know when the next episode will be. But yeah, everyone have a safe and happy Halloween, and take care.
Boom, baby.
Damn, boom, and adios.
Have your candy ready. I'm knocking on your doors.